They're the couple who've proved that love has no gender boundaries. We last met Louise and Charlie Draven 2 years ago when they revealed how they and their son had been victims of cruel trolls.
They'd attack me for how I looked, attacked me for the choices I made personally, and then they'd actually attacked my son, saying that he was basically going to be a serial killer when he grew up. He had serial killer eyes. He was going to grow up to be another Ed Gein. I actually had
Let's explain how old he was at the time.
4. He was 4 years old when adults found it acceptable to go online and attack a child, an innocent child.
So since then, they now identify as a trans couple, and Louise, having completed surgery, have allowed their son Star to choose his own gender. In fact, he's done it himself really rather subtly. We'll come to that in just a moment. We can talk to them now. Morning to both of you. How lovely to see you.
Good morning.
Hiya. So just explain, after the last time when we saw that and people had been so mean and so cruel, and everyone is picking their way through life, everyone is choosing their pathway, and then, you know, Star was just 4 years old. You opened up on here about those attacks from trolls and encouraged people from all over the world to be kinder, and you did get a much kinder reaction afterwards, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. There wasn't very much hate on that point. It was more a case of everyone was more open and they wanted to know about us and the things that we do and the way we treat our son, basically, and it was a pretty good response on the second one.
Well, we like to think we're getting more open and more accepting, that's for sure. So that is a good thing. Louise, we should say congratulations to you, because I think it's 5 weeks today since you had your gender reassignment surgery. And although you sort of think 5 weeks, gosh, that's brilliant. It's been a long time coming, this, because I think it sort of took 8 years, didn't it, to get to that point?
Yeah, it's pushing 9-10 years now since first started and everything. It is literally 5 weeks today outside of surgery. It's been a really good time. It's been emotional. It's been ups and downs. It's been one of those things where everyone thinks, oh, it must be a cure-all fix. Everything has fell into place more comfortably. I feel more comfortable in myself. It's a case of I can get up in the morning and I can deal with the stuff that I can deal with without having to put up with a lot of emotional baggage. Like before the surgery.
Louise, you said that you maybe expected there to be some amazing Julie Andrews moment where you would, sort of run through singing "The Hills Are Alive" and here it is, everything is fantastic. Not quite like that.
No, it wasn't quite like that, considering, first of all, it would be like, let's run out of bed. No, not bad idea. That's just too much pain. Whereas quite a lot of people were expecting the Julia Andrews reaction where it's like, everything's like, wait, everything's all fantastic. But it was that thing of, it wasn't over the top, but it was that you woke up the first morning and everything felt right. Everything felt good. Everything felt like, everything fell into place where it should be. It's kind of like, you got up and you said, this is my full definition of who I am and what I like.
All worth it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Thank goodness it's worth it, because it's a tough process, and actually the healing time for you, this isn't something that you just jump out of bed the next morning. I mean, you were in hospital for a while and still really you have to take things easy and you have to look after your body, this new body that you've got. As it heals, there are things that you need to do to look after yourself.
Yeah, it's, I've got aftercare, which is 3 times a day, which is mandatory. I have to go through it no matter what. Once you start it, once you've done it, you're quite emotionally and physically exhausted. The healing period is up to about 6-7 months.
What reaction did Star have to it? Does he, because he, as you say, you were not giving him any specific gender. He could choose himself, and gradually and subtly over a period of time, you know, he has chosen that he is a he. So how did he react, and how does he react to this, you know, sort of gradual transition for the two of you?
First start with Louise, he's always known Louise's mum. So the only little difference is that mum now has to go to the bathroom for half an hour 3 times a day. That's
my medical aftercare.
And he knows that she's doing something that she needs to do. We haven't opened up and told him the ins and outs because he's still only 7.
Yeah.
He knows that the doctors helped mummy to be who she should have been, and he accepts that. The first thing he said when we said that she was going for her operation was, "Will she bring me something back? Because she's gone so far away."
Aww.
And when we said, "Yeah, mummy will bring you something back," he was like, "As long as mummy's happy, I'm happy."
Yeah.
Let me just ask you, because Charlie, about we were talking at the beginning of the show, actually, about the fact that transgender people should be able, this is in the news today, transgender people should be able to change their gender without a medical diagnosis, the British Medical Association has said. At present, to legally change your gender in the UK, individuals must have a diagnosis of gender dysphoria, a report detailing any medical treatment from a registered doctor. Now, you are currently on the waiting list to see a psychological nurse who will decide whether you have gender dysphoria. It'll then take a minimum of 20 months for a doctor to also confirm that gender dysphoria, and the process requires 2 medical professionals confirming the case as it stands. How do you feel about this potential change here?
For me, I think they should work on the waiting lists rather than the gender reform, because I do agree with having a medical diagnosis, because if the medical diagnosis is not there, then it opens up a whole new set of problems where anyone can self-identify and then change the gender and then potentially change the gender back if it's not what they thought. However, the fact that being on the waiting list so long is emotionally draining. Me, myself, I've been on the waiting list 26 months now, obviously because of the COVID-19 crisis and stuff. They're not doing first appointments, so they're not sure when my first appointment's going to be now. But I know that there's some people that have been waiting longer than I have, and they still aren't having the first appointments or anything. In the gender clinic that I'm in, from what I understand, there's 2 doctors that can give the diagnosis, and I think we need a little bit more support while we're waiting on the waiting lists and things.
Well, we wish you both the best of luck. It's always lovely to talk to you.
It was.
Love to Star. Thank you for taking time today, and the best of luck.
Look after yourself, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
and
you.
you too. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.